we got a pretty good one here from Kaji Sagara, who said, it's weird how Fallout 76 have a lot of these quests that Bella's mentioning, you know, like a mystery with a camp, a reward shareable with other players. Blizzard seems to be bone crew. So that was the question that they asked. And yeah, it perhaps seems like 76, it's a very different game. From what I understand, they're just like, here's a world, we're going to populate it with mysteries and stuff. And in a way, because they didn't have, you know, the NPCs and storyline from the start, they had to do that more environmental storytelling. Yeah. I don't want to stay in 76 for a massive amount of time just because I know a lot of our people are not going to be big 76 people. Yeah. It is interesting, though, how so many people, their experience of Fallout 76 is it's like a Young video about a really low quality, cheap feeling jacket that they sold for the game instead of what the game actually is. And one of the shocking things that we found out decently recently is that Fallout 76 is one of the most played games in Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so 76 must be doing something right. Yeah. As much as certainly did a lot wrong and has a lot of those, you know, time saver, pay to skip stuff that feels real scummy in a shared world game. So, you know what? Maybe that's a game to check out at some point.
Yeah, I think like to bring how the difference between it having a lot smaller content and then the kind of what Blizzard doesn't seem to have any of that in WoW. I think a lot of that comes down to an idea I was thinking about earlier where Legion was big success. It was a 1-2 punch. It was content system.
Yeah.
And then Blizzard went, oh, it was the hook that took them out. All right. Hand behind the back now. But they don't get the setup with the first punch. Surprisingly, boxing analogy now.
Yeah, but, world tour of things.
Yeah, but yeah, they haven't done the groundwork with content to actually get systems set up. So if Fallout 76 had, you know, actual decent systems lining up how it went through, and it didn't have some more of the, let's say, anti-consumer feeling elements.
Yes.
Because I don't actually know about it recently, but if it has that content, it's like it has one part of the puzzle solved. At least, assuming the content's good.
Yeah.
But like, Blizzard need to get that. Need to get to go into the gym and start training their jab again.
Well, they already have a jab. It's the president of the company. You know, there's a bit of me, and it's like that. It's totally unrealistic, or maybe it's not. But there's a bit of me that just wishes that WoW had like just this little content team off on the side, and their express job was to make cool shit that was tied into nothing else in the game. Yeah. And it's just like that team does whatever it does, and if they have stuff shippable by a patch date or a minor patch date, it goes in. Maybe they do have a little bit of that with, you know, the micro events and stuff, but it feels like that's maybe they've fallen off that horse because they've all had to scramble just to get the basic core content done. To move on to another one though, just a quickie from Unknown Character 14 who said, thanks for the WoW overload of systems rant, solidified my purchase of Monster Hunter Rise.
Nice, good man.
Which I just wanted to, you know, bring up to say, the best way for you to enjoy World of Warcraft is probably to quit, play Monster Hunter Rise, and then come back for the next patch instead of just feeling like you got to stick around.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that while the bean counters at Activision Blizzard would not like that, I think a bunch of the developers working in the game would rather you went away when you didn't feel like playing it. Because what they, you know, as Towley said, Towley mentioned that devs were worried that 9.1 would take so long that people wouldn't want it by the time it would come out. And I think somebody could only be in that situation if they have to rely on World of Warcraft for all of those months in between. So I think one of the ways you can actually help the WoW developers is to cancel your sub, to give them some respectful and detailed feedback in the exit poll, and then to enjoy yourself such that whenever those people are, you know, make some new content for you to enjoy that they're very passionate about as creators, that you're in a position to actually enjoy it. I think that's what a WoW dev would probably prefer as well.
Yeah, they just would never be allowed to say that in public.
Yeah, they'd never be allowed to say it, but at the end of the day, they are human beings who are making a video game because they're passionate about video games, and they will want you to have fun. So try to think about how to have more fun and what that might entail.
Yeah, and I'm not even a big Monster Hunter guy, but I think based on what I've seen, because it was out today, based on what I've seen today, I think that was a very good purchase. A lot of Monster Hunter people are very, very excited, to the point where I'm thinking about going home and booting up Iceborne, because Monster Hunter World is on PS Plus.
Oh,
for
nice.
free, so,
so there's another question here from Dastil, who said, you guys are the one thing that keeps me interested in this game. Hey, Blizzard, where's our referral code? Joking. Thank you. You guys keep doing the good work. I mean, yeah, thank you. I mean, man, stuff like that in a Zotlore video, we want to...
Yep.
I said, any thoughts on the massive change to New World? It really rises my hope for the game by a lot. So... apparently there was a big update to the alpha. I don't know much about it. There was an update to the alpha which added, I think, a new dungeon, a whole bunch of new content, and has been very well received by players. So this is something that I would like to dive into in our other channel, the news channel.
We might just.
We might just do that. What I can say, though, is I don't know a massive amount about it personally, but Force did do a video on it.
Oh, on the Empress of Evanskill? Empress of Evanskill Reach, yep. Yeah,
so if you just go to Force Gaming, at least bring it up, because, give old Dennis a shout out. Where is it? Yes, New World is... Yes, so the video he released is New World is really turning into a decent-looking MMO.
Yep.
It's kind of funny. You know, if... we could totally Asmongold to react out of this, but we don't really have the headphones set up to actually do it. So the best I can say is we can't really do a watch-along of this video with you, but if you're interested in New World, then I think he's done a video diving into it.
Let's look at these comments.
To actually just go through, though, he said... so the last alpha brought New World, which is Amazon's MMO, a brand new zone, second dungeon, voiceover for all main story quests, and about 10 pages of sweeping changes to every weapon in the game. Now that's pretty big because this is one of those games where the weapon that you wield is very impactful on the abilities that you've got. It seems like a really conceptually cool combat system. I think it just needed a lot of work.
Yes.
So awesome. Awesome. I really hope that game does fantastically because it's more competition. Competition in the market is good. I hope that it's like more competition, and I hope that doesn't mean that the existing WoW devs just get squeezed. I hope that means that Activision Blizzard know, okay, there's more competition in this market. We can respond to this, but to do so, we need to invest more in the product. Because if we're in a situation right now where there doesn't seem to be that cool, unique stuff, and we're basically just getting the bare minimum bread and butter that is shippable, because it seems like the team's always having to scramble because they're behind. I mean, surely that tells you that they need more resources.
Yeah.
And if there's more competition out there via Endwalker and New World, then, whenever Ian talks to his producer, and maybe Ian's like, hey man, I wish, some of the guys had a really cool idea in a meeting we just had, but we just don't have the time to put it together. What do we, is there any way we could get more, the more that there's competition in the market, then those people at Blizzard who are advocating upwards through the bureaucracy that is a thing in any big company, it gives them more ammunition. So that's one of the reasons I'm all for more competition. And then as a player, seems neat.
Yeah, that's fundamentally where I'm coming from. Like, more games that are good, sweet. Yeah, that's good. There is nothing to complain about there whatsoever, unless the only super niche thing to complain about is maybe if New World does something that, like World of Warcraft copies, but World of Warcraft players don't want it. But I don't think they've ever actually really done that, so that's not a concern.
Yeah,
that's but no, looks certainly interesting. I mean, comments here in this YouTube video are just like, MMO devs actually being hard at work for a change is refreshing, which obviously is unfair, but it shows.
Yeah.
This is getting significant changes, significant updates.
Yeah, it's like sentiment can be bullshit or based on bullshit facts, but if it's what somebody feels,
there's likely a truth behind that feeling. So.
Yeah, I mean that's not getting into a humongous rant about post-truth society and how being right isn't necessarily should it be the most important thing? We can have a debate about that, but it doesn't always end up being the most important thing because emotions end up trumping reality.
Yeah.
By the way, just in case somebody wants to quote mine or something, when I said trumping there, that is trumping as in the term of phrase. It has nothing to do with American politics. Top Trumps, the card game. I don't know where that came from. Maybe it has to do with the Donald. I don't know, but
I don't think so. So it's like top trumps because top trumps this.
Yeah. So that was some etymology there.
I also just figured that out.
There's that.